there, wonderful souls, and welcome to Life with Connected Kids. I'm Emma, your host and fellow guide on this wild and beautiful journey of raising connected kids. I'm beyond thrilled to have you join me for another soul-filling episode. This podcast is our cozy couch, where we gather to chat, share stories, and dive into all things related to becoming the truest expressions of ourselves. Raising the next generation, education, slow living, personal growth, and everything in between. It's like having a heart-to-heart with your best friend where you can laugh, learn, and support each other on this incredible journey with these amazing little humans. Every week, we'll be joined by incredible guests, thought leaders, experts, and wisdom keepers who bring their unique perspectives, research, and experience to the table. We'll explore innovative ideas, debunk myths, and uncover practical strategies that can truly make a difference in our children's lives. But here's the secret sauce. This podcast is not just about theories and strategies. It's about real life moments, the messy and awe-inspiring ones that make our hearts burst with love and joy. We'll share the highs and the lows, the hilarious stories and the aha moments that remind us why we're on this journey in the first place. So grab your favourite cuppa, kick back, and get ready to feel inspired, supported, and understood. So my friends, hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss a single episode. Are you ready? Let's dive into today's episode of Life with Connected Kids and embark on this beautiful journey together. Thank you for being here, my amazing friend. Let's get this conversation started. I would first and foremost like to acknowledge the custodians of the land where we learn and grow upon, and where I have created this podcast, the Guyval and Jarrawa people. I pay respects to the traditional custodians of this land and the elders past, present, and future, and the continuation of cultural, spiritual, and educational practices of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Hello, and welcome back to Life with Connected Kids. I'm Emma, and today we're diving deep into something that I believe holds the key to everything we seek, whether it's wellness, ease, joy in our careers, our teaching, our parenting, everything. And it might surprise you when I say this, but all the answers we're looking for, all the solutions, they're already within us. Yeah, I said it, within us. We already are the ease. We already are the wellness. It's all about tapping into that inner power. Now, before you press stop and think this is a load of rubbish, I know what you're thinking. Wait, what? How does this even work? And I get it. It's easy to look at our challenges, whether it's a tough day in the classroom or a parenting struggle, and immediately think, what do I need to fix here? What's the solution? What do I need to go and get? Who do I need to ask for help? What do I need them to do to change, to make me feel better? What program do I need to use? What am I doing wrong? But the reality is, when we're constantly seeking solutions outside of ourselves, we're just spreading our energy. We're spreading it thin, and we're not truly addressing the root of the issue. So let's take a moment to reframe this. When something uncomfortable or difficult comes up in our teaching space or at home, instead of jumping straight to that outward action, instead of reacting, what we need to do is to pause. Just take a breath. Ask yourself, what is this situation feeling like to me? Notice how often we're reacting from a place of past beliefs, experiences, and stories that we've built up over time. Beliefs that may not even be true. Yes, they feel true to us, but they might not be true to others, or they might not be the actual reality. Our reactions are often driven by the subconscious mind, and it's that part of us that acts automatically without us even realizing. So think about it. How often are we running on autopilot? We get into our cars, We drive to work. Half the time we don't even remember getting there or driving because that's our subconscious. It's at work. It's taken over. And it's the same with our emotional responses. We view situations through a lens that's been shaped by our past, by our experiences and our beliefs. But what if that lens isn't giving us the clearest view? What if the lens is foggy, dirty? What if it's distorting what's really happening? This is why it's so important to take that pause, come back to ourselves, to tap into that inner stillness. When we stop and ask ourselves, what is my gut telling me in this moment? We give ourselves a chance to act from a place of truth. Sometimes that truth might tell us to do nothing at all. Sometimes it might ask us to offer love and compassion, either to ourselves or somebody else. But the key is that the answers don't come from reacting impulsively or from seeking external solutions. They come from being the solutions. And I think so often we've all done this. We've reacted so quick. We've said something that we regret, or we've gone out and purchased a resource or chucked out an old resource and started a whole new program only to find that we shouldn't have. Let me give you an example from my own life. The other day I was out watering my plants. Now, I've been having such a tough time with my hibiscus plants. They're such a beautiful flower and I just really want them to flower and grow and thrive. But they've had all sorts of issues, from diseases to aphids. And then for a while, I was doing everything I could to fix them. Applying all the treatments, the bicarb soda, the eco oil, you name it, I was putting on these plants to get rid of the pests. But at some point, I just got frustrated. Didn't seem to be working, and I just stopped. But then I started to focus on nourishing the plants. Coming up to summer and the heat, I knew they needed a lot of food. So I gave them seaweed, worm castings, all the really good stinky stuff that they needed to thrive. And then I kind of forgot about it until I was watering the other day. And I noticed they're thriving. There were no aphids, not even one, no diseases. And it was like, by giving my plants what they needed from the inside, they were able to take care of themselves. And that for me was a real light bulb moment. I realized we're exactly the same. Instead of constantly looking for external fixes, we need to go inwards. Maybe even nourish ourselves. And as teachers and parents, we really need to stop looking out, looking to change things outside of us and start looking in. So just like I gave my plant what it needed to be the plant that didn't have diseases, to be the plant that could fight off the aphids, we need to do the same thing. Minus the stinky fertilizer. So in practical terms, what does this mean? It means creating the space to be the best version of yourself, to show up in your classroom or with your children, not through the lens of what do I need to change, what do I need to fix, but through the lens of wholeness. To see the wholeness in yourself and in your learners, in your children, to see the wholeness of the world around you. When we shift our perspective, we start to see things differently. Instead of focusing on what's missing or what's broken, we start seeing the potential and the fullness in every situation. I know as teachers, it's so easy to fall into that deficit model, to see what our students don't have, what they haven't learnt, what they're lacking, what they need to improve. But what if, instead, we saw them for the fullness of who they are right now? We met them where they are. What if we brought that energy of wholeness into our classrooms? When we come from a place of centeredness and calm, when we're in touch with our true selves,
Our learners feel that. They feel safe, they feel connected, and they're able to learn and grow in ways they couldn't if we were constantly pushing them to change or fix themselves. And that's just neuroscience. That's the way their brains work. And this isn't just for our classrooms, it's for parenting too. As parents, we often feel the need to jump and fix things for our kids. But what if instead of reacting with every little problem, we created a steady, calm presence for them? We become the anchor in the storm, the space where they can feel safe to express themselves without feeling like the need to change or be fixed. Now, I love the idea of fertilizing ourselves. Just like my plants needed nourishment from the inside to thrive, we need to give ourselves what we need to be whole, to be steady, and to show up as the best versions of ourselves. When we take care of our inner selves, everything else flows from there. We become the teacher who connects effortlessly with her students. We become the parent who is calm and centered in the face of chaos. We don't need to look outward for solutions because we are the solution. And the constant strive of looking outside and looking what we need to change or what other people need to change, that is exhausting. Hence, burnout. So I want to leave you with this question. What do you need to do this week to be the full you? What do you need to come back to that place of inner strength and calm so that you can show up with that energy in your classroom, to show up with that energy for your family and for your life? When we start from within, everything else falls into place. We don't need to scramble for answers because they're already inside us. We just need to take the time and be centered enough to hear it and follow it, and to have stern boundaries in what we know is our truth and what is not, what is just subconscious reactions. And that, my friends, is the work. So thanks so much for joining me today on Life with Connected Kids. I hope this episode has sparked something in you, a reminder that all the answers you seek are already within you. Your body can lead you to find the solutions because it knows all the answers are in you. So if you enjoyed today's conversation, don't forget to subscribe, share this with a friend, and keep tuning in. Let's keep growing together from the inside out. Until next time, stay connected and take care of yourself first.
would first and foremost like to acknowledge the custodians of the land where we learn and grow upon, and where I have created this podcast, the Gaibil and Jarowa people. I pay respects to the traditional custodians of this land and the elders past, present and future, and the continuation of cultural, spiritual and educational practices of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples.